Hello all and welcome back. In this video, we are going to cover Amazon RDS Snapshots followed by a quick demo. Amazon RDS DB snapshots are manual, user-initiated backups that enable a DB instance backup to a known state and restore that specific state at any time. RDS creates a storage volume snapshot of the DB instance, backing up the entire DB instance and not just individual databases. DB snapshots for a single AZDB instance results in a brief I/O suspension, whereas the I/O activity is not suspended on your primary during backup for multi-AZ deployments for most of the DB engines. Manual snapshots don't expire, and RDS keeps all manual DB snapshots until explicitly deleted, and they aren't subjected to the backup retention period as well. Let's navigate to the RDS console. Click on the databases. We already have an RDS demo DB created in the free tier. For taking a DB snapshot, your DB instance must be in the available state. Let's select our DB instance and click Actions. From Actions, choose Take Snapshot. You can take a snapshot for a DB instance or the entire DB cluster. Let's keep it to DB instance with our RDS demo DB. Let's enter RDS demo DB snapshot for the snapshot name. Let's go ahead and click Take Snapshot. The snapshot page appears with the new snapshot status shown as creating. After its status is available, we can see its creation time and other details. RDS DB instance can be restored anytime, creating a new DB instance with a different endpoint. A DB instance can be restored with a different instance class and storage type than the source DB snapshot. Option group associated with the DB snapshot is associated with the restored DB instance once it's created. However, remember, the option group is associated with the VPC, so would apply only when the instance is restored in the same VPC as the DB snapshot. A default DB parameter and security group are associated with the restored instance. Let's go ahead and restore our snapshot to a new DB instance. Let's choose the DB snapshot we just created. From Actions, choose Restore Snapshot. On the Restore Snapshot page, it is pretty much the same page that we use for RDS DB configuration. For DB instance settings, leave the DB engine to MySQL. For availability and durability, we would configure the DB instance as a single DB deployment. Under Settings, it shows the DB snapshot from which the DB would be restored. For the DB instance identifier, we'll enter RDS demo DB restored as the DB instance name. Under Instance Configuration, let's select burstable classes and the T3 micro instance class to keep the cost low. Under Storage Configuration, we will leave the general purpose SSD with an allocated storage of 20 GB. Under connectivity, we would set the VPC and the subnet group. Snapshots are regional and you can only restore the snapshot as a DB instance within the same region. We have the VPC-A selected and the RDS demo subnet group selected as well. Public access disabled. Default security group, which allows all inbound and outbound traffic. No preference for the availability group, and port is set to 3306. Leave password authentication for database authentication. We'll leave the encryption and the additional configuration as defaults. Let's go ahead and restore the DB snapshot into a DB instance. You will be brought back to the database dashboard page. We can now see our original source DB as well as the restored DB from the source DB snapshot. The restored DB will have a different endpoint. The DB instance is now available. Let's check the logs and events. And we can see the DB instance was restored from the DB snapshot. With Amazon RDS, you can copy automated backups or manual DB snapshots. After you copy an automated backup, the copy is a manual snapshot. You can take multiple copies of an automated backup or manual snapshot, but each copy must have an unique identifier. Manual DB snapshots can be shared with other AWS accounts, and snapshots shared can be copied by other AWS accounts. Let's copy our snapshot to a different AWS region. From Actions, choose Copy Snapshot. The Copy Snapshot page appears. Let's enter RDS Demo US East 2 Snapshot as the snapshot name. Remember, the identifier must be unique. To copy the DB snapshot to a different AWS region, in the destination region, let's choose the new AWS region. Let's select US East to Ohio region. For target option group, which is optional, we can choose a new option group if need be. Leave the other settings as default. Let's go ahead and copy our snapshot. The snapshot is now being copied to the US East to Ohio region. Let's navigate to the US East to Ohio region, and we can see an entry in the manual snapshots, the RDS Demo US East 2 snapshot in the creating status. The snapshot can now be used to restore a DB from the snapshot in a different region from that of the source DB snapshot. So that's it for the RDS Snapshots demo, where we created a manual user-initiated backup for an existing database, restored the snapshot as a new database, and copied the snapshot to a different region. I hope you liked it. Thank you all.
Alright, that was it. Thank you for watching. You can check out my website and connect me on LinkedIn and Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. For any feedback, please leave a comment down below. To see more videos like this in the future, hit the subscribe button. Thank you.